We went a completely different way than I thought we would go. Our navigation is not disappointing, look at that. It's not as clear as blue as everything else, but pretty awesome. This is what makes a biker so excited. I just want to take a second to take it in. But then my navigation just said, nah, you're gonna do another one. Hello. At least you get to see a little bit more of the Stelvio. So this is actually the best view that I can give you. That was freaking awesome. It feels like coming home somehow. A very, very good morning today. Today we, as you can see, my suitcases are back on again, which means that it's kind of a transit day. As I'm just leaving my hotel, lovely hotel by the way, rooms are absolutely fabulous. Dinner, I'll show you a couple of pictures, was next door at Hotel Roy. Sublime. For 25 bucks, 4-course meal, you know, like I enjoyed that one both evenings. So we are now heading up the pass that we were staying at in the Dolomites, and we are moving towards Zulde, and Zulde is at the Stelvio. The Stelvio Pass, as I told yesterday, is always in the top 3 of everybody's list, and we will be staying there for 3 nights. So we have 2 days of riding without suitcases. But in order to get there, we will have 3 magnificent passes that we need to do. And we have to ride through a valley in order to get there, which will be roughly about 5.5 hours. So it's a little bit later this morning. I slept in. When they opened the Laga in 16 years yesterday, yeah, that I still feel that one. So it's now 10 a.m. We will be arriving probably around 4. So it's not too bad of a day, it's just a shorter ride. I will have to do a break day somewhere, I think, but let's see how I feel about that tomorrow and the day after. So sit back, relax, enjoy today's episode, day 8, and yes, we will keep you posted. And as you can see here, there's a lot of ski equipment, like elevators and everything else. This entire hill behind me, and that was also the hotel that I was staying at, is actually a ski resort. So the entire winter, it's like this. But I was talking to the owner, and she said, well, the winter season was actually quite long this time. However, last week they had 35 degrees here, and now it's 13. So yeah, it cooled down a little bit. That's why I still have my sweater underneath. But you can see all the elevators. You also have mountain bike trails and walk trails. And I was looking on the map yesterday. Most of it is pro anyway, like only for professionals. But yeah, for biking apparently you don't have to be a professional. Just an amateur with a little bit of a droop. Hey Senna. Hey Senna. Senna's not there. Senna's not there. Senna. Senna's not there. If you look at the dam all the way on the other side, there's even a village and a couple of houses and everything. Yesterday I was talking about this sign. Normally this is the sign where you take a picture, that it was completely carved with stickers. Well, this side is actually quite nice, but if you look on the other side, yeah, and then this one is one of the lighter ones, so to speak. Well, even at 10 a.m. it's already busy here with people hiking and going up. Unbelievable. You really need to be here early if you want to do any of that. Sometimes you just need to make an executive decision of going past the truck. I don't think I ever got a bow that deep, actually. Very nice. I'm just so happy that we're going the right direction. There's like traffic cameras here every 200 meters, 300 meters. Like the thing is continuously beeping in my ear. That's why I couldn't do any commentary. But you can't even go 50 if you wanted to. If you see, like here, the traffic here is perfectly normal. I noticed it yesterday as well. It's all people that are going into the neighborhood and to have their holiday, and I understand that, but I'm very happy that I'm going the opposite direction. Here, and we have another traffic cam. So, as I told you guys earlier, they are not all cameras. However, the police puts like these things on the side, like here, like the orange thing, and there might be a camera in there. So what happens is everybody just slows down. I think it's a cheap way in order to get people to drive the right speeds. However, like I said, and then we have another one here on the left. But that with all the traffic coming in, you can't even really go fast anyway, right? So as we are going through this valley, just look at the gorgeous last views of the Dolomites. We still have a couple of passes here, so don't worry. But this is the valley that we were in yesterday, or at least the mountains that we were in, with the Piespo immediately behind me. Yeah, that was it was lovely. Somebody put those 4 passes on their top 10 list. I don't understand really why, because I did so many better ones. However, the first one, the one that we got to do 2 times, the one the day before yesterday and yesterday, that one was nice. That one I definitely would put on my list. Welcome to the Costa Lunga Pass. So say goodbye to all the mountains we got to know yesterday. I really had to admit, yesterday was a good day. We are now on our first pass in order to get up into the other valley. It seems to be a little bit busy with traffic, but let's see if we can go past at some point. I've been riding with these 2 bikers for through towns and everything, so that always creates a little bit of a bond. Not the last 2 though, those are new. Ik weet niet wat je doet, maar zo kan ik niet bewegen, hè, kerel. Yeah, this is how not to do it, key people. I'm going past one car and everybody else is trying to follow me, but in a little space like this, that won't be possible. Ah, kom maar. Paso Cereza. You're going really from one to the other pass, right? And look at that sign again. Completely filled with stickers everywhere. Costa Lunga. Didn't see that much of this pass. It was a small one, to be honest. And we were immediately up here already. And now we see the other side. I can see more snow on the top of the mountains, meaning that they're a little bit higher than the ones that we previously saw. And that's where we are going. Leaving Südtirol. As long as I stay on this side of the road, I'm perfectly fine with this view, but I'm not going to the edge. You might have seen that in previous videos as well. If I'm riding on that side of the road, I tend to lean a little bit more to the middle. I can't be immediately next to that for some reason, with my being afraid of heights. But also this valley had the exact same construction as yesterday. You have the main road that goes through the valley, and then you have an alternative road that goes like halfway up the mountain, just all the way down the valley. And we're now using that halfway up road in order to get to our next pass. So this is a situation of going straight down again. I saw like the village square with a church and everything. It was definitely some meters down. And yes, indeed, this goes steep down. It's too bad that you can never show that on a camera, on how crooked the angle is. But yeah, here you can tell that there you see the church with the town square. Yeah, this is something as a Dutch person you just can't imagine, right? I can't. When it's all flat, that's something that I can understand. But to actually live in a community like this, I can imagine you would never ever walk to anything because of the height. But that's just me. Maybe you get used to it. I don't know. Here we are. Just about 4 hairpin bins to get there. I thought that I was going to be a very good person yesterday. I saw on the map that there weren't any gas stations, so I already filled up on petrol. But then the gas station didn't have a shop, so I went to the local co-op, the supermarket, and that supermarket had like maybe 2 bottles of soda. Everything else was just water, juice, and everything else, because it was a really tiny one, so I couldn't get anything. Now in this town, I saw a little cafe. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to get myself a Coke and some water just for the ride. So this is the town of Bolzano we need to cross. It's a decent sized town here for the north. We need to cross it because if you look in the distance, you see the next mountain that we're going to cross. We're not going to cross it once, but we're going to cross it twice because we're going more up north. There is a highway here that I could have taken in order to go around the city, but I never know when you need to pay toll for those kind of things. So I just avoided it and just decided to go through the city. It is very busy, but if you know those mountain towns that we just saw, those were more busy even than this. So it's all doable. So I just went through that city, and when we came down from the valley, we started at 7 degrees. When we entered the city, it was 14 degrees, and now on ground level, or actually the lower level, it's already 28. And especially with stopping traffic, that means that my sweater comes off. I can't tell you how nice it was to just have a little bit of cool air. We're gonna start with our first pass, Paso Mendola, the Mendola Pass. Yeah, it was 28 degrees in that town. I still have my sweater on, that was warm, so now it can get a little bit of cool air going. We just took a different bridge over the highway, and I saw that there was a fire truck over there. So yeah, definitely something happened, like an accident that just happened, but we were able to pass it. Thank God for Google Maps. This pass is one of 2 that we'll take in order to head back north. After these 2 passes, it's smooth sailing all the way to the Stelvio pass. You see the mountains, right? Those are the ones that we're going to climb in order to go over. I would expect to take the south side actually and then come back on the north, as these 2 were also high on the top 10 list that I found on Google. I often get the question, how do you find the passes that you want to ride? And I can answer it simply. Just go on Google and say, what's the best motorcycle passes, top 10, top 25, top whatever. Just pinpoint all those on Google Maps And then everything else, I just make sure that there's a hotel nearby. Not too expensive, because trust me, 100, 110 a night, including breakfast, is about average here. That's also what I'm averaging for this trip. So just find the passes and put the routes in. I'll use my drive on TomTom for that, just because it's just nice to have a dedicated device for navigating. But if you have a BMW, you can use that device definitely as well. And if you can find that all together, then you start booking. I normally book as flexible as possible, but nowadays, especially after COVID, a lot of hotels just don't accept that anymore. They don't accept flexible conditions. So I still have, I think, the last two, which are the transit days for my holiday. Those are still flexible, but the 3 days that I just had in Maelstad and also the 3 days in Stelvio, those I immediately had to pay already. They were not kidding around. They wanted their money. Doesn't matter, but just be aware of that could also be an issue that you need to take into account. Look at that. Wow. It was a big town driving through it, but now seeing like this. Wow, 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 wow. Here, look at that. Now that's a sight with a view, right? It's good to know that they still have lakes here, but over there you can actually see the city where we come from. The Piebau is still in the back of it, so you can still see it, but yes, we definitely crossed some high hills already. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. This is the reason why you come here with a bike, right? I wouldn't cycle this for a lifetime. Complete village up here. Look at that. Yeah, even if you make a photo with that, and I'm gonna try, then still you can't even read the sign. That's the beauty of it. But let me at least try. The Mendola Pass, the Mendola Pass. Yeah, this one was exciting. Way less traffic than in the Dolomites, I have to admit. Therefore, just more fun riding overall. It's a better experience, right? A lot of restaurants and everything here. It's actually a whole town. It's not just a restaurant, it's like a town. Hotels, everything. Also some things that did not survive. Too bad. So, for the third pass of the day, we are going to follow this one, and we go to Paso Palad, which is the last one. That one will bring us to the actual valley that we can ride all the way through, all the way to the Stelvio. And then of course the Stelvio pass to get up we also need to do. Really looking forward to that. More forward without cases, because then after a couple of times of riding, let's see if I can make it a little bit faster. I thought that we were going to Paso Palad, but we're going to Paso Lunga Pass. Looks almost similar, but yeah, we're gonna take that one in order to go north, because Palade actually brings us back to the main road, so we can follow that entire valley. Tonale is the one that goes south of Stelvio, so that would be a little bit too far out, of course. I just wanted to take a little bit of a break, because these mountain passes, especially if you go a little bit more fast, they dug in energy. So always make sure you have some sweets with you, enough to drink, which I'm very happy that I got at the gas station. But as you can see, the weather is beautiful, so the road conditions are nice. That's all you're asking for. If that one day of rain would remain the only day, I am not complaining. Even though if there's an extra day there, I will still not complain, because it gives you the opportunity to do things like this. To see sights I've never seen before. I keep saying that how beautiful it is, but it's really hard to believe that we only about a week ago we started this journey. Like I think it was like 3:30 that I left work a week ago, and we were only going to the Rhine at that moment. I was already very enthusiastic, and I might not always say it right now, but trust me, I continuously have a smile on my face, because every top, every place where you go over, it's even more beautiful than the other one. You see things that you never seen, situations as well. Sometimes it's funny to see some tourists trying to maneuver these hills, but also other motorbikers that sometimes have issues with that. It's just nice to be part of, and these 2 weeks mean a lot to me. Just it gives me the feeling of freedom, and then also with the editing afterwards, that's something that I really enjoy to do, because it extends that holiday feeling that you have. So trust me, you will see these episodes on YouTube very quickly, including some bloopers as well, because obviously everything has been recorded. Currently on for the nerds under us, some nerd stats. I'm currently on 800 gigabytes of data. I only have 1.5 terabyte with me, so I'm very happy that I brought my work laptop, because there's still some 800 gigabytes left on that I could just shove away. And by the time I get home, I'll just take it off. But yeah, this is holiday right here. So here you can see that a lot of veggies and trees and bushes and that sort of stuff is grown. These little towns that we're still high up. We didn't go back down that far, but look in that valley on how much fields there are. Like as far as the eye can see. Could also be olives actually, looking at it. No, red delicious, so that means apples. So yeah, there's a lot of things grown here. I don't know why specifically. Maybe this valley is just better for it. I have no idea. Temperature wise and everything else. Look at that. The entire valley is filled with it. Gives a completely different view, right? So I wanted to do these passes because they're not much known and they look very off the map. I got my suspicion confirmed. There's nobody here. I found a couple of bikers, maybe a Porsche here and there, but nothing more. There's almost no tourists here. And somehow that always makes it better if you find a place like that. So I marked it on the map because the passes coming here are lovely because they're not busy. Dolomites was too busy, I would say. You can just enjoy yourself here and have a good time. What I'm also surprised by is that I got some drinks earlier, right? In that little cafe. I have no idea why, but that lady started to speak German to me, which I love because my Italian is non-existing. I can now say ciao and bellissima and yeah, some nasty words. However, I was happy that she could do some German, and you can see it on the road signs as well. A lot of the road signs are not only in Italian but also in German. It has probably something to do with the south of Tyrol, but I looked it up. There's not that many German speakers in Italy. It's not seen as an official language. However, you still see it everywhere here. Maybe it's the crossover from Austria. I don't know. If somebody knows the answer to that one, please leave one in the comments because I'm trying to understand. Maybe there's some people from Italy watching that knows a little bit more about that. There wasn't really a tip here because we were not that high yet, but we just went over it and look at that view. Oh, love it. That was lovely. They are racers, so they do this probably more often, or got used to it. It's nice to go with it a little bit if you feel comfortable. However, always stay at your own safe speeds. I want to get home safely as well, but this was awesome. I think I found something for lunch. Oh, I'm starving. I think I could really use this one. Were absolutely unbelievable. So as we were riding along in this valley, I already see a lot of names from passes coming by. For example, the Stelvio where we're heading, but also the Chimmelsjoch, which is one that we're going to do from Austria. So yes, we'll still have an Austria day, either tomorrow or the day after. I just stopped at a supermarket just to get some supplies, as I was unable to find a lunch place before lunch hour ended. Lunch is very strict here. It's normally between 12 and 2, and then at 2 everything closes. So I was very happy to find a supermarket that was open. I found a restaurant, and I actually asked if I could still sit down, and after sitting down, just 15 minutes nothing happened, which actually came very close to that 2 o'clock. So I just left feeling royally ignored, and as I was talking about it, and I'm not going to show you the clip, but as I was talking about it, 2 guys that were on the terrace found it necessary to come chase me, pull up some middle fingers and do stuff like this. Completely unnecessary, but hey, apparently that place was not for me, right? I'm looking forward to dinner later tonight, as my hotel also offers dinner, and I just bought some treats and chips in order to get me there. With all the amazing food I've been eating for the last couple of days, I have to say a little bit less is probably also not the worst thing in the world, right? Look at that castle over here as well. That looks very, very old. Oh, Castelbello. That's also the name of this town. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's funny. Some oversized chairs for you. And there you have it, the Paso Stelvio. So if you look ahead and you look between those mountains, you see that little tiny bit of a peak coming out. That's the Stelvio. Stelvio is or at least the pass is the second highest in the Alps, as the first highest is in France, so on the other side of the Alps, and it reaches up to 2.7 kilometers up. That is a lot. For now, we're not going all the way up because our hotel is a little bit up front, but we are going to ride this one a couple of times, and I'm also going to show you the top either one of those days. Because of the amazing views, I need to take a picture. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's going to be busy, but gorgeous. So we first managed to get a first impression of the pass. As you can see, the road conditions are always very nice here. They even separated bikes from the rest of the traffic here, which I've never seen on a pass before. The pass will continue for a very, very long time. However, we are turning left here to go in this valley. In this valley there's also ski resorts and everything else, but that's also where my hotel is. So that's where we are going right now. But don't worry, we will be back. So in about 2 kilometers we will be at the hotel. So this is the end of day 8, as we are still looking at the Ortler mountain up here with in all the glory and sunshine and the sunshine. I do hope that that's going to be the view out of my hotel room. If so, I will let you know. Yeah, it was a lovely day today. We had 3 amazing passes. We didn't see that much bikers at all, or cars. It was so very quiet. Yeah, very happy about that one. The last hour I didn't film that much because it was mostly a main road. My fingers do hurt because of all the bikers that came over. They probably hit Stelvio and were on the way to the Dolomites, I would say. Thank you so much for watching. Tomorrow we will probably go to Austria with the Chimmelsjoch, but it's still undecided. Otherwise it will be Switzerland with the Stelvio. So either way, both days you cannot lose really. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe below the video because that really helps my channel. Or recommend a video to a friend if you know that they are traveling here in the region and they might want to learn something about that. Look at that mountain. Oh, that gets me excited. Yeah, thank you for watching and I hope to see you tomorrow. Stay safe, everyone. We were supposed to do the Stelvio in Switzerland, but I had to switch it up because I found out that the Stelvio is closed at the end. So we just paid our toll in order to go here and be allowed to go over the pass. We are now already 2.5 kilometers up, even on the road. Hello. Oh, they have like the bell around their neck here. Yes! We have it!